We are starting.
I just wanted to do a little bit of an icebreaker. If you were given 10,000 pounds just free, now, what will you do with that money? What will you do with the money? You just got 10,000 pounds, boom, in your account. What would you do? Would you save it? Would you invest? Would you spend it? Would you give it out? University tuition fees, okay? Like I've mentioned, lower wages for most sponsored jobs. We're going to open a lot of cans today. Oh. When we come here, we come as professionals, mainly doctors, nurses. I came as a scientist. Depending, some of us come as support workers or care workers. How much is that your salary? Please tell me. How much? Because I know how much I was earning as a scientist. Now, the truth is this, most of the sponsored jobs are low wage jobs. Not because they are not professionals. We are professionals. We bear the backbone of a lot of things, but somehow we are not paid the best here. Don't forget the days of your early beginning, okay? You may not be paid a lot now, but no one can take away your experiences from you. I have a lot of videos on my YouTube channel on those who want to squiggle or transition from one job to the other. My channel is The Quiet Learner. I talk about doctors, scientists like me, like teachers who want to maybe you can squiggle, you can pivot, transition, but that's not what today is. My point is this: when you're doing those professional jobs, look at the transferable skills. You are a doctor. I have a video there. I'm not going to repeat it. Or a scientist. Like when I was in the beamline as a scientist, like Tim mentioned when he introduced me. Okay, I'm going to go to my introduction slide later. I was supporting users. I was running experiments. I was doing operations, project management, user engagement. I was writing manuals. I was publishing papers. Published in Nature, Cell. I was going for conferences. And when you look at those things, and then I was winning awards and grants. I was writing for funding. So I could be a bid manager from that role. I could be a project manager, operations manager. I could go into science communications and public engagement. So I started looking at, yes, I'm doing this job, but what other roles can I go into when I want to leave this place? Because the math is not mathing. Let me talk like Gen Zs, okay? So you start doing a skills audit. If you're doing a professional job, keep doing it. That's what brought you here. That's what made you sponsored. But if you feel that it's not worth it for you, or you're struggling with work-life balance, and all that, you can now say, okay, yes, I'm here. I'm going to get all the experiences. Maybe they don't pay me well, but they won't take my experiences away from me. Or you can stay there and still progress in that career path. Maybe it's just a question of, okay, for now, this band is not paying well, but if I stay long enough, that staying power, I'm going to reap the benefits of being long enough in that career. So money alone should not determine our moves. I'll say this and I'll say this strongly. Workplace culture, see, it's not looking like a career, a career workshop. It's not a career webinar, actually, my focus. Okay. So workplace culture, your purpose in life, in Japanese, it's called ikigai. Ikigai, okay? So you see lots of Venn diagrams, your passion, your mission, what you can be paid for. Please don't chase titles, don't chase salary, chase value. Keep improving yourself. Those things will come. Okay? But what I want to mention now is that in those low wages job for those sponsored jobs, I know that some people are an exception to this rule. Those who are IT professionals, those in cybersecurity, some engineers, maybe some people are an exception to this rule, or those who came in top management. I don't know the diversity of people that are here. Some people cannot relate to low wages for sponsored jobs, and I appreciate that. Those in HR, maybe finance people, they can't relate to this because they pay them very well, even on sponsorship. But if you are in the category of science, doctor, nurse, care, and you were not being paid well, you can keep staying and look for ways to improve, or you can look for how to swiggle out. Again, this is not a career workshop. Okay, let me focus. Black tax. For the avoidance of that, black tax means the amount of the money that especially Africans send back home to take care of family back home. So it's called black tax. And yeah, money repatriated back home by Nigerians, Indians, Pakistani is just termed black tax. I think in the world, after Indians and Pakistanis, Nigerian, not in the world, based on UK data, sorry, based on UK, what's that thing called now? Is it remittance now? Remittance data. Nigeria was the third in terms of supporting family back home. Back home, Indians ranked one, Pakistan two, Nigerians number three. How many billion do we send? How many billion dollars? I thought I added it to this slide. $2 billion? Yeah. Nigeria's GDP is $200 billion, and we send maybe 1% of that. That's still a lot of money. That's what we send back home. Now, what does this mean for you? You are here trying to survive. I don't know. I think some people join from Nigeria. Maybe you're about to leave the country. You are paying school fees, you are paying upkeep, you are paying childcare costs, you are paying visa costs, and you still have to take care of mom and dad at home. There's this debate online. Oh, you are not your parents' retirement plan. No, please. So myself, I left to introduce myself at this point. So who am I? Like which I talking about this one. So I used to be a beamline scientist in the National Synchrotron facility in the UK. Currently, I'm managing projects and strategy in the UK space sector. Team said is US equivalent of NASA. I would say is maybe Nigeria equivalent of NICOMSAT, which is where, yeah, so yeah, maybe something like that. When I was working as a scientist here, I kind of like started saying, okay, this thing is not really, it's not that it's not working. I got to the peak of my career, supervised students, supervised PhD students, wrote papers, published here, went to BBC. I thought, okay, all these things are good, but work-life balance is not balancing. I have children. I want to also lean in more to my soft skills, okay? So when I was 2 years before leaving, I started making my exit plan, so to say. I did an apprenticeship. I'm going to make a video next week on how to do on-the-job apprenticeship in the UK. So I did that. It's going to be on my YouTube channel. I did the apprenticeship. So I was working 5 days a week. Sorry, I was a full-time scientist, but I was working 4 days a week. And then the government was paying my tuition, £18,000 for me to study BA under BPP University. And my employer gave me 1 day off, but I was being paid for 5 days work. So this is how apprenticeship works. I'm going to do a video for that. That's not the purpose of this. And if you have a question on that at the end of my talk, please feel free